BTR this time. Marcus, place your bets.
Man, the drafts are looking nasty, nasty by both these teams. But I'm once again putting my bets on Ruth BTR because they have everything scheduled. They have the front line, they have the CC coming in, they have the backline diving heroes as well. And in the late game, they are going to be scaling heavily with the Irithel, the Ling, as well as the Faramis. And in the previous match, we saw, the way Ling was doing those split pushes there, controlling the map, making those movements, driving the members of GPX to the other lanes, manipulating them. That was really good. But this time they have a Kaja for the answer there who can, just use the Divine Judgment to lock him. But once that Divine Judgment is going to be used, they won't really have a hard CC, to get hold of either the Irithel or the other damage dealers coming in from BTR. And that's the analysis of my draft for you there, Skated. And I feel like BTR surely have a better draft here.
I personally feel like BTR might have the upper hand in the draft, but we're going to figure out who will have the upper hand in this game as we jump into the Land of Dawn. Game number 2, Gpx Basreng on the blue side, taking on Bigetron Era on the red side. It is match point. The winner, if BTR will land into the finals, if GPX will force a game number 3. Let's see who gets the win as we see both of these teams just heading to their standard lanes, doing standard stuff, not anything out of the ordinary, just like the previous game. But yes, I can see the Faramis trying to get a little nasty, just providing some map vision to his team.
Yep, and he was trying to pull that red buff, making it seem like the invasion is happening. Just playing mind games there. There's mind games all over. And look at Hayabusa's HP. He's been reduced a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, you said that he wants to pull the red buff. Maybe he just thought Hayabusa is the red buff. Just pulled it away. Got him low. The power of nature is actually a very good utility tool, especially in the early game, can chunk you out quite a lot, and they know how they need to play against this higher. Don't give him the early farm, he won't scale at all. Look at that, his HP again low, and the red buff stolen right off the bat. They're giving them a taste of their own medicine.
Yep, they were fed up with the Hilda coming into their invade. They're like, let's just ban Hilda and let's just show them how we invade. And the way the Croc and the Farm is the duo, the pair, the mid lane pair is quite strong here for BTR. The amount of combos they can make with the walls, with the first kill of the Grog, as well as the CC coming in from Faramis is quite, a sight to behold.
That is true. And the Wild Charge will make sure to help them with the plays in that mid and late game. But for now, Turtle is up. And the priority, it clearly is in the hand of BTR. They lost the early advantage in the previous game, but they have a massive one right now as Aya has not even hit his level 4. So there's no way that they'll be able to contest that. And we can clearly see how Faramis is playing that aggressive game. Phil seems to be in trouble. He will be taken down, takes down 2 ultimates right on the face. Still, the HP is there. The wall was absolutely perfect with the real world manipulation. We're disrupted by the Black Dragon form. Tempest of Blades coming in. The HPs on the hands of BTR are quite low, and they've managed to survive through all of that. It was a pretty messed up fight, but I expected BTR to actually come out on the top. Yes, they got one pick off, but their own HP was so low. I feel it's very unfortunate for GPX as they were not able to, get those final hits in.
Yeah, quite unfortunate indeed. And, I feel like the comp of GPX are more, into the late game comp. They won't be having much of scaling in the early game. And if you look at the CC potential, right, this is the slow coming in from the Eve and the Divine Judgment coming in from Kaja. If you look at the bot side of the map, if you just ignore Federin, that's the only CC that they have here. But if you look at BTR, they got so many things. They got the pulls coming in from the far ends, they got the Wild Charge, the Sun coming in from the Grok as well. The mid lane, the CC potential is quite huge. And that's the one thing that always pushes your opponents in the back. They don't they don't want to be committing. They're always wary of that CC. So that's going to be hard for them. And meanwhile, the Divine Judgment coming in. And looks like there's going to be an engage here. And Hayabusa is the one taking the kill. But Ling is there to take the revenge. It's a jungler for a mage trade happened in the mid lane. And Faramis is already back.
Destiny for Sky. They did not expect Vivian to be there with the Wild Charge just ready to, punish Haya as soon as the shadow kill was over. That was such an amazing play, and they want to transition it towards that bottom side. Though Shell will try and defend the wave heavy crossbow has been used up. BTR, they obviously did come out on top in that trade. GPX trying to get something out of the lost lead that they're suffering now. It's already in favor of BTR for about 1.5k, and they want to take the second turtle as well. And given the position that they have on the map, they'll be able to do so, that too without any contest.
Absolutely, and there's one interesting thing to be noted here is that Yuzong has made his way to this side of the map, and Irithil is in the top lane, but Hayabusa is also there, and looks like there might be a pick off here. Turtle secured by Ling, but what's happening in the top? Irithil actually survived a 3-man gang.
And I believe it was because Eve did not want to use the real world manipulation, and she will not be allowed to use that at all, as Yuzong diving into that tower gets the 2-man petrify, and they are the ones with the re-engage Bigetron era, making sure to punish GPX for the play that they tried to make in the top lane. They thought they'll be able to take down Shell without real world manipulation, but that has been a massive miscalculation.
Man, the rotations coming in from Yuzong are on point. He's always there when his team needed him. Even in Turtle, he came to zone, and now he went back up, gets the petrify, gets the second skill landed perfectly, and gets the kill there. And Irithil, after getting her objective there, she got the turret in the top lane. Now she's back in the bot. That was a very, very smart move coming in from BTR, to just make that rotation to get that turret.
Absolutely, BTR on their way to get a 2-0, as for now, Kaja will be taken down for 0-2. They will lose the blue buff of Hayabusa. He will not be able to do anything, and he wants to try and make the play on the bottom side. Will get the pick off on Shell. Finally, they get the shutdown that they needed. But is that enough, Marcus? That is going to be the question, because they are not at all having a fun time. They're down by almost 2.5k.
Yup, and they are down by a turret as well, and looks like Black Dragon form is on. Eve is the one who is targeted, and no, the real world manipulation will not be able to save him, but Yuzong will be dying in the process as well.
Make it a trade, as that's going to be Hayabusa picked off in the bottom side. So that still goes in favor of BTR. They want to go in for more heavy crossbow. Not yet enough damage on Shell to chunk down the 30% HP of Kaja, but the bottom tier 1 will definitely be chunked down by Ling, and he will take the next turtle as well. So that's a win on all the fronts for Bigetron era. Gpx Basreng, they need to somehow stop this whole map domination by BTR. They need to somehow get their combo in. They've got a very good pick-off composition. They need to make sure to take down those isolated players. That's going to be the Flicker Divine Judgment into the real world manipulation along with the Bennett's Rage. And finally, a pick-off on Faramis. Quite a lot of resources being used up, but they still needed to make that happen. Fredren, you cannot face check the bushes right away. Heavy crossbow towards the other side of the wall to save the day for Erithiel, but that's about it. So I believe somehow they're trying to retaliate. It's working pretty decently, but they need to make sure to play with those cooldowns.
Absolutely, and look at Link. He's just counter juggling, taking his farm from anywhere. He's already 2 levels ahead of, not to make it 3 levels ahead of Hayabusa.
I mean, Haya has not been getting his buffs since the starting of the match. I don't think so. He has got both of the buffs up until now. And I feel like the next invade will be coming anytime soon too, as soon as the buffs are up. The mid tier 1 seems to be quite low. Meanwhile, the top tier 2 is also being focused down. So look at how well Bigetron are, they're deploying their resources towards the entirety of the map. They're making sure to pressure GPX on 2's front. That's the top as well as the mid. You can either defend mid or you can defend top. Now in the bottom side, Beatrix will be taken down. Tempest of Blades was perfect and the Defiant Sword is there, but Kaja will try and pull him back. How did he manage to survive that? Hayabusa taken down mid tier 3, also in trouble.
Man, I thought Ling was definitely dead there, but it's a miracle, Vival just astonishing play coming there, surviving 1 HP.
It was just his absolute luck that the cannon was in that tower and the tower did not target him. He just ran away with that slither of HP. The damage was just not enough, and the tier 2 will be taken down on that bottom side. So they've got the entire control of the jungle. GPX will be caged in. This is something that they need. This is the match that they somehow need to get in their pocket. If they don't, they will not be able to force a game 3, and we will have our winners. Yes, they will be dropped down to the lower bracket where they will face one of the foes that they've already faced in the previous round. But still, it all comes down to back to this one last hour. How will they make those decisions? The wave clear is decent. Beatrix, Eve, as well as Hayabusa. Marcus, do you think they'll be able to defend?
It's going to be really hard for them. I guess BTR, they're playing very strategically. The way they're pushing their lanes, the way they're sinking it. They'll probably try to get at least one inhibitor, if not two. But obviously, all the outer turrets are going to be taken care of with this lot push that's going to be happening here. And it seems like, GPX has been outdrafted here. They don't have anyone to just go in and give that vision. They will be caught, if they decide to face check the bushes. So it's going to be really, really hard for them, to make a comeback out of this match. But they are trying. Let's see if they can, pull off a miracle here to just defend this as safely as possible without giving away much kills, because they already almost 10k goal behind. Let's see what happens here as the Lord is going to be charging in the top line.
The Bennett's Rage is there. It will be used up. Lord has been chunked down. So the defense has come in and it's pretty easy. The tower passive was also there towards the mid. It helped them clear those waves. So no further damage for now towards on those inhibitors. But they need to keep this up. This is exactly what they needed. One defense of that Lord, and now they need to somehow transition it. They need to, somehow find BTR's mistake. They need to punish them for the overextension. But that's the thing. Bigetron era is not giving them even a slither of room. Finally, we've got the items as well. We can quickly look at that. Eritail almost at the full build. Well, is probably going in for the Demon Hunter sword right now. Grog with the dominant size. Oh no, that's the blade armor actually. No dominance size apart from the Yuzhong. So that's one thing I feel like GPX, they can, try and abuse that the absence of dominance ices, as that's going to be the wild charge onto the foreman son. But that was not enough. The cult altar is there to save the life of Grog, but says knows Hayabusa shadow kill. Yuzhong as he tries to jump into that backline along with the Tempest of Blades from the Link, making sure to pick yet another person off. But Erithiel is the one who is going to take the double. Paramus with the final one, not allowing her to take the triple though, but they have done the damage. The first fight, I mean, that was the tank that you tried to take down using your ultimates. That's something that you should not do, especially at this stage of the game when you know that they're extremely tanky. Eve, Kaja as well as Beatrice will try to defend the mid, but the inhibitor will fall in the process. And I love the discipline for Bigetron. They just retreated. They want to go for the Lord.
Absolutely brilliant discipline coming in from Bigetron. They don't want to be wasting any time or resources there. They know their worth. They just go for the Lord and try that siege again. And I guess this time, if they do get the Lord, it's going to be really, really hard for GPX to defend. But the only good thing that came out of that fight was that shutdown on the link, that the much needed shutdown there. But at what cost? They lost the mid inhibitor turret.
They lost 4 members. They lost mid inhibitor. They lost the Lord lane priority. The wild charge has been used up for now. They want to try and retaliate. Fredrin just jumping into that bush. Look at the amount of HP he's just lost within seconds. The Beru's passion used up as well. So a lot of resources being burnt up. But all right, they're going to get that back way too quickly. But I personally feel like that Bigetron era, they're just trying to tease the members of GPX into an awkward position. They want to get them into some place where they have the priority, but the shutdown on Faramis is there, Yuzhong with the Black Dragon form, trying to disrupt the real world manipulation, will manage to do that, but look at how deep he is. He's trying to get the Beatrix down, killing spree for Erithiel in the meantime, taking Kaja down, wants to go in for more. Fredrin seems to be in trouble, will have to retreat, and he will manage to do so. A 1-for-1 trade. But again, Marcus, the thing that you've said is going to come back and hitting them on their nerves, that the Faramis is back in action.
Yeah, man, that's like it's never a 1-for-1 trade when you take down a fully stacked Faramis. He's going to be right back at the face, making it 5v4. And that's going to be an easy Lord. no contest there whatsoever. BT are gonna secure it, and this time they are gonna be trying to sing their lanes well, try to get the crystal with this Lord itself, and looks like Hayabusa trying to give that lane pressure, trying to get a turret or two during all this chaos, but will they be able to defend is the main question right now, because they are relying too much on the real world manipulation coming in from Eve to zone everyone out. They actually don't have any other hero that can do that zoning potential. But if you look at BTR for the zone, they have the Yuzong, they have the Croc as well. They also have the Ling. The presence of Ling is also a kind of zone. You don't want to be near him. You just immediately back off the moment you see Ling coming in. And yep, that's one thing that's going to be hitting them hard in this defense. But let's see how they manage to defend this.
Oh, that's such a beautiful kite by Fredrin, taking the Lord towards that bottom inhibitor so that it gets a couple of shots hit. That's actually very smart move from GPX, and they will manage to defend this one as well. They've done such a beautiful job, but that's going to be the flicker. Wild charge into the backline will be taunted right away. He will be taken down. Immortality was swapped up, and heavy crossbow comes in by the initial user with a black dragon form. Wants to disrupt the real world manipulation. He will make sure to do that. Abraser's Wrath not connecting on anyone. And look at the mid. Inhibitor is already been taken down, and the minions are marching towards the crystal. Is extremely low. And Irisdale with the base hit will try to get that. So look at the HP they want to go in, and going to be the crystal taken. Bigetron era. What a play. How well was that team fight executed in the last minute, Marcus?
Man, they conjured out of thin air. There was nothing there.